What's up, friend? I've been meaning to test Evasion versus DR on Sorc for quite some time now, since I wasn't really happy with my current build. To give some context, I initially theory crafted this gear setup for Sorc that had 600 Evasion and 310 DR, the two best breakpoints at the time for tankiness, without losing any damage output, since these allowed us to run bags and maneuver. Well, as tragic it is for me to say, the game evolved in a state where my build is just not that good anymore. When I first made this setup, the game was a lot different. No HP journal, no 10% extra DR brackets, no Fallen God, no new add-ons, and all class modifiers too. So I embarked in the journey to find out how to improve my build once more. And to do so, I jumped into Global Lab. And talking about Global Lab, I want to shout out Surfshark, one of the best VPNs in the market, which without it I wouldn't have been able to create a Global Lab account, as the access is restricted for all the regions not published by Pearl Abyss. If you want to test anything in the game, I highly recommend to try it on the global before spending hundreds of billions of your own silver. Setting up a global account is super easy. You just set Surfshark from a different region, then register to the website, confirm your account in game, and bada bing bada boom, you're in. Use code HIDDEN or the link in the description for a 84% off plus 4 months for free. This is the best way to support the channel, as you're also getting a great deal in return. Alright, so in Global I tested a couple of different things. I wanted to mainly know one thing: which one is the setup with the best trade-off of damage and survivability for my class. So at first I tested the difference in damage between my hybrid setup and a full DR setup. And I gotta say, I was quite surprised to see how big of an impact these changes made to my shitty build. The difference was instantly noticeable. A full DR setup was outperforming the hybrid by quite a bit. Sadly, I'm making this video with very little time on my hands, but I will add in a couple of days a spreadsheet with some more concrete numbers in it, so you can have something to see. So after I tragically accepted that my build was done for, I tested two things: damage received and done with two different crystal setups, while using the DR build. One was full RBF glass cannon, and the other one was Hums in helmet and boots, special evasion in the chest, and Olcas in the awakening weapon. And before you ask, I will not be using adamantines. I'd rather be an offing player. Again, quite surprising results here. The Hum setup wasn't too far off DPS wise from the RBF setup. Of course, RBF was more damage against both evasion and DR targets, but after switching back and forth and comparing how tankier I was with Hums and RBF, I think my choice will land in this build here. Full DR with Hums and special evasion. I'm all for glass cannon Sorc gameplay, but a good rule of thumb is that you need to be tanky enough to be able to cast 50% Grim Reaper without dying. And I think the RBF setup is not quite working out for that right now, at least in the noders I'm doing. Thursday I will do more throughout testings and update the description of this video with a spreadsheet that will have all the numbers for these tests. If you don't want to reopen the video, I'll also post it in my Discord, link in the description. I'm sure some people watching this will be asking, why not Evasion? Why not just go Evasion with Liber, Mascan, Hiv, and perhaps Kutum? Well, there are two main reasons. Reason number one: if you go Evasion and you don't run Kutum, you'll end up being less tanky and do less damage. Ironically, by going Liber and Kutum, you will also not do as much damage. So you kinda drop damage to not gain that much tankiness, truth be told. And I don't think you want to be in that position as an assassin class that has iframe at their disposal. I think we should maximize our damage, while also, not being a one-tap. Obviously, if you get CC'd, you're dead, regardless of the build you're running with. So I prefer to go for a more DPS heavy build. So what does this mean for me? This is probably the most tragic outcome for me. I have to change quite a bit of my gear. This is my situation right now, and I have quite a long road ahead. If you've been following my stream, you know I'm getting hard farmed by the Fallen God armor. I am currently 250 mass of pure magic used, probably some world record or some shit, and I still don't have it duo. I don't even have it pry for Anyway, my progression looks something like this. I have to get duo Fallen God, which in my case is bottlenecked by masses of pure magic. Then I need to swap Mascans for Urgons and Hiv for Griffin. Then I need to get a second distortion and replace my Tancred belt with a Turo belt. After that, I just need a Kafra level on the weapons, and that would put me to the 301 AP bracket. And down the line, I think my upgrade should be maybe Tet the Boreka necklace, which would get me the 305 bracket. For the crystals, I will have to decide between full RBF or Hums with special evasion. Right now, I'm more inclined to go for the tankier setup, but I still want to think a bit more about it, and I do think both builds are viable. If you're watching this video, you don't play Sorc, and you're wondering if this also applies to your class, well, it probably doesn't. These tests and theory crafting are done with the intent of getting the best out of my class in mind. So I would highly suggest to go on global and check your optimal build for yourself with the help of some friends. One really big thing to keep in mind is that this Saturday, the 12th of December, PA is hosting the Calphion Bowl, where they are going to announce a lot of new stuff. So before I make any crazy change to my gear, I will be waiting to see if they fuck something up with the game, and we have to go back to the drawing board. For 2021, I kinda want to make a video series about my progression, maybe Dragon Uzi style, but with my own twist to it, and hopefully better decision making too. So smash the subscribe button if you want to see content like that in the future. Thanks for watching the video until the end. You are one of the very few. Shout out to Slime Pine for using his Twitch Prime to support the channel. I will reply to every comment the first day, so see ya there or on stream. But until then, kisses.